Right into it, guys. Thoughts from yesterday. We lost to a really good Washington team. This was a team that had a ton of firepower and a lot of good players, especially on that offense. Seriously, the fact that our offense was able to do what it did at times was pretty impressive in itself. Um, there was a lot of good to take away from yesterday. I think we saw the best performance we've seen all year from our offense, right? That was just to pull up the numbers. Let me just pull it up. In total, we had, let's see here. Sorry. Maybe I should have been a little more prepared. But I would just like to talk about it real quick. So, yesterday's game, let me pull up ESPN. Our offense had a total of team stats. We had, why is this so annoying? Bro, come on, dude. All right. So we had 382 total yards of offense. And considering how lackluster our offense has been all year against a decent defense, that was pretty impressive. And passing yardage wise, we had, what was the number? It was 267 passing yards. I'm pretty confident that maybe we did more than that against Weber State. I'm not sure off the top of my head. But outside of that, by far the most passing yards we had in any game. So just to give us a little bit of, calm and relaxing thoughts after a really tough game, that this was not a bad performance. We were going to Washington facing a top 5 team, and we really held our own. I would just say, guys, considering all the different aspects of what happened this season, the fact that we were able to get this type of game this close with this many injuries, with this much going against us, I'm not mad about this game. I think it was not unrealistic to think we would win this game, but just, it was not a game that we were going to easily win. I know it felt like it at times that we were going to win this game, that we just had to close it out, and we just couldn't close it out. I feel similarly, guys. I just want to put it a little bit of perspective in there. I think we had a Utah team that all year has been facing adversity, and you do hit a certain point where adversity is too much, right? I don't think we had no shot to win this game. I think Washington was primed to get beat, but is what it is. Let's talk about the different performances. So first off, the offensive performance. Really a weird situation with our offense in this game. They had a really big flash in the first half. Seriously, like I said, the best half of football that we've played all year, like not even questionable. This was clearly the best half of football we've played all year on offense, and I thought that was awesome to see. Unfortunately, we followed it up with a very rough second half of offensive football, arguably our worst half of offensive football. It wasn't, as a total performance, it wasn't terrible, but there was, a lot to be desired. Seriously, it was not what we wanted to see from this offense overall. We've had better overall performances on the year. The problem is we didn't follow it up in the second half. We really crapped the bed in the second half on offense. I thought there was so many things going against us. There was a lot of bad penalties. There were a lot of drop passes. I mean, those are on us. They're not on Bryson. There was a lot of inaccurate throws from Bryson too, though. I mean, it is what it is there. I just, overall as an offense, I would give us the grade of a C plus. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good either. It was really good in the first half, really bad in the second half. So meet somewhere in the middle. But I would say the fact that our first half was that good, that we were winning a shootout with Washington, which is a number 3 total offense in the country and the number 1 passing offense in the country, and we were winning a shootout with them. I think that was such a good half that it's hard to look at it too negatively. but we definitely came back down to earth in that second half. And I would say some of the justified call outs would be the coaching on offense in that second half. This has been a problem at times. Is they're going to make adjustments. You need to make adjustments too. I think some people might have been a little overly critical of the offense in this game. Like I said, the first half was so good. I think my concern was the adjustments, that we didn't find ways to continue moving the ball. It felt like the play calling got really weird, really vanilla, really not imaginative. It's just not super great play calling in the second half. So is what it is there. And now let's talk about our defensive performance. Our defense, 35 points. Now, 2 of those points were given up by the offense, right? 35 points, 24 in the first half given up by the defense. I think I'd put the defense a little higher as an overall performance in a B minus. I think some people are acting like the defense had a wildly good day, which I wouldn't quite agree with. I don't think they had a bad day. A B minus is still a solid grade. It's better overall than what the offense looked like in this game. But as a defense, we had a solid game. And when you factor in what we were giving up and you factor in the fact that it was against one of the best offenses in the country, 457 yards and 33 defensive points allowed. Not terrible. I mean, it's not a great performance, but a B minus seems solid. I think Morgan Scalley really showed up in the second half. I feel like both sides of the ball kind of had their problems today. I feel like the first half, our defense noticed our offense doing a great job and might have let off the gas a little bit, might have not gotten as aggressive as they needed to because they saw our offense was scoring with this team. And then after that, it was like the defense in the second half was like, okay, clearly our offense is not going to carry us through this game. We are going to have to step up and get this done, which they really did. 9 points to this elite Washington offense in the second half was really impressive. This is also a team that was surprisingly good at running the ball. I know a lot of us weren't sure what that run game would look like headed into this game, but I thought the Washington running game was pretty impressive. That Dylan Johnson guy, he was running it hard. He looked like a really good running back, and their O-line was really good. Witt commented on the press conferences before this game. But their offensive line was very good, and not just in pass blocking, but also in run blocking. I was